Welcome back to Temperature Valves, everyone. Today we're going to be trying to fix this Volvo rear wiper which has stopped working, as you can see from the state of the back window. Okay, so as you can see, we're getting no response from the switches and nothing at all coming through on the wiper. So, but what you can hear if you get close enough to the back is you can hear intermittently a sort of clicking sound, as if it's trying to do something at the back of the motor there, but nothing's actually happening. So let's get into it and dig it apart. So first thing to do is to remove this little cover here, which just prizes off and then gives you access to quite easy access to this bolt here. So just to make things a bit easier for us, I'm going to give it a squirt of WD-40. Now let's set for a couple of moments and then we'll try and get that off. So that is a 13mm nut. Let's see if we can just break it off. There we go. Right, that's come off quite easily. Good. But the last time I had to remove a wiper arm was on a Clio, and that was extremely difficult. Right, so although I said that there was no movement from the wiper arm, you turn on the switch and then try and help the wiper, it does actually move. It up over here, it was over the other side, so there you go, it's moved. It's just done that itself. Maybe a good old lube is needed to remove that sticking. Okay, so just helping that wiper arm round has also helped loosen it off. So that's come off without the need to resort to any funny sort of levering. Now the next thing to do is remove this panel here, and we're going to do that by taking off these 4 Torx bolts. There's one in each of these handles, and then like one on each side of here. We get those off, and then underneath here we'll find another cover, and I think in there you'll find the motor. Okay, so I've got those 3 of the bolts out. They're T20, and I've got that one just loosened off. So T25 on the Torx. So let's just remove that, and that's all that is. There's nothing on the back of there we need to worry about. So that exposes the wiper arm motor, and that's held on by 1, 2, 3, it would appear, bolts, and then if we take that off we can hopefully get access to the shaft and lube it up. This is the water supply for the sprayer. On this one the sprayer is broken because I managed to put the garage door into it, so I'll have to fix that as well at some point. So let me disconnect this here and then take off these 3 bolts, and let's have a look at the motor. Okay, so here's the motor unit off. What was interesting is that the motor itself felt a little bit warm, which is interesting because I only tried to use it for about 30 seconds when I was moving that arm round. So maybe it is trying to move the whole time. Don't know. Or maybe it's burnt out. That would be really unfortunate. What I'm going to do is try and remove this plate here. There seems to be a mixture of sizes of sort of Torx screws. So I'm going to try and see what I've got in here, see if I can get it off. Hopefully that gives us access to this shaft, and we can take that out and give it a good greasing. Okay, so I've got all of those Torx screws out. Tools needed were the T20 and the T10. Now I haven't opened this up yet, so you are seeing it for the first time as well. So let's see what it looks like in here. Is this a good idea or a bad idea? Will things come shooting out? Now, how do we get it round that? I bet actually we have to lift it up from that way and get it to come forward. Like that sort of thing. Okay. Are there any springs in here? Is it all going to come out? I don't know, but what I do know is you'll need 2 hands. Let's get you on a tripod. Okay, give us a little bit more space. You're going to want to take this off and you just need to get a screwdriver in there, lift up that little tab there, and then you should be able to get it to slide off and then go behind. Now we need to, how on earth do you get that over there? No idea. No idea at all. Actually, like that is the answer. Right, immediately I can see the problem. You've got a whole load of rust, so it looks as if that just dried up grease. I can see some rust in there. That's not going to be helping matters, is it? So just try and keep that gasket intact and put it kind of in the right place, which is not that way. It's that way. Yeah, look, there's a bit of water in there. That's never going to help with steel parts. So let me try and get this out. And do we just tap it out of there? I wonder. Let's try that. I can't see any movement. I'm going to put some WD-40 down there and see if I can get this whole assembly out. Okay, so the water supply tube does in fact just pull straight out of here, and I've actually realised that this could have been the root cause of the problem. There should be a nozzle on the end of here. There's not, because I opened the garage door onto the back of the wiper. That knocked that off. Maybe that allowed water from outside to come down into here, or indeed the water that's been supplied from the tank, and that's got inside that tube there and rusted up the shaft. Maybe that's what's happened. So this is certainly a candidate for replacement, but I managed to, just by tapping gently on the end of here, managed to get some clearance in here. So what I'm going to do now is just taking care not to break this plastic, just try and tap out the rest of this shaft. And hopefully it will lift off there too. I'm just going to give that a bit of lube as well. Does seem to be a fair bit of rust coming out of everywhere. And if I just give that a bit of space by resting it on that screwdriver, should be able to get that tapped out a bit more. So yeah, it looks like I need to find something to lever that out. I'll bring you back when that's done. Okay, so but progress here. This is the main gear wheel that comes off the motor. It's driven by that worm drive down the bottom of there that comes off this shaft here. Underneath it appears that there's all sorts of electronic sensors acting on this copper ring. There's one washer on that side, and there were a couple on the other side, which I've just put there. So we'll just try and keep that safe. That allowed me to get this arm out of the way, and it now moves like that, but it's still quite stiff. But I can just about move the whole shaft around. So I'm going to see if I can just work that to try and get that shaft out. I mean, I can always drift it from that end, I suppose, but it's proper stiff. And absolutely filthy. So I might have to do a bit of work on that. Might have to drift that down from there. I'll bring you back. Okay, so I've just positioned this over the edge of here, so I can get some distance underneath it, and I'm just drifting that out. It's coming quite easily now. There you go. There it is on the floor. Right, that's the shaft. It is actually quite dry in there. So I do suspect that was it. I'm going to clean that up and re-lubricate it. It's quite sticky as well, actually, but no actual rust. perhaps I should have just checked the motor, connected it back up and hooked it up to the 12 volt and seeing if it worked first. This could have been for nothing. Well, let's do that now actually before we get any further with this. Okay, so I've just connected that back up to the cable up here. A little bit dodgy, but let's see if the motor kicks in when I turn it on the switch on the stalk. Okay, yeah, perfect. So you can see that worm gear spinning around there and you can hear it. There's nothing wrong with that. So hopefully that was the cause of the problem, the shaft in there being rusty. And also I've just put it onto intermittent. Let's see if that stops and starts. Come on, there you go. Start, stop, perfect. So it's no problem with the switch gear or the motor or the wiring indeed. So let's grease it up and put it back together. Okay, so I've sort of reassembled it. Obviously I haven't put the cover back on, and I've connected it back up to the power. On the back of this gear wheel here, obviously you saw that copper ring and those contacts, so I've put some dielectric grease, which is this stuff, on the back of it. Let's turn it on now, and what we should see is the motor starting up. This should turn around and you should get a sort of effect. I don't know what the word is on this here, so it should reciprocating effect, that's it, and that's how it turns circular motion into a sort of back and forth motion that you get on the wiper arm. Let's see if it works. Okay, brilliant, that's exactly what I was looking for. Let's see if the intermittent one works. Right, it certainly stopped. Go on, start again. Do us a favour. Perfect. Right, that's exactly what I was looking for. I'm going to put it all back together, put it back on here, and let's see if it works with the wiper arm on. Okay, so after what's been a bit of a struggle with getting that bolt back onto that shaft there and it cross-threading, I finally managed to get it on. So let's see if it works. Put it on constant, see what we get. So, and it's working absolutely fine, 100% perfect. It's just completely the wrong way around. So I've obviously fitted something upside down. So back to square one, but that will have to be tomorrow, I'm afraid. But that's an absolutely brilliant movement. I can't fault the movement at all. It's a shame it's just upside down. Okay, so it's the next day, as you can tell by the beautiful sunlight here. I've taken it off the car again and opened it back up, and all I've done is just replaced it to the position it was in when I removed this casing for the first time. I rewound the video to see where it actually was. So I can't see any reason now why this won't turn the correct direction. So I'm going to put it all back together, a bit more lube, and give it a go. Okay, so that's all put back together, and I'm just going to have a second attempt. You see I've just lifted the wiper arm away from the windscreen just in case it decides to go downwards again. It won't get stuck and try and burn out the motor. So let's give it a go. Okay, at least that's moving in the right direction. So let's put a bit of water on, put it on the glass. But that seems to work. Pretty happy with that. I did notice the wiper blade is worn out, so I'll get another one of those. But okay, and down this end it's tapping. So yeah, I probably just need to take off the wiper blade, the arm, and move it around slightly, so I'll do that now. So that seems to be pretty successful. Thank you for watching, and hopefully this will be useful to you too. Happy wiping, everyone.